With the amazing and incredible news that's surrounding Henry Cavill and Superman these last couple of weeks, from him appearing in Black Adam to him coming out and saying he wants to play a more joyful Superman, everybody doesn't seem to be happy about that. And even more so, the same people who backed Henry Cavill as Superman because he was on Team Snyder are now seeming to turn their backs on him now that because he wants to play a joyful Superman. Let's get into some of the receipts.
Gracias por ver la esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe, and sad, shocking, surprising news. As soon as Henry Cavill comes out and says he wants to play a joyful Superman, the Zack Snyder cult, the toxic side of Zack Snyder's fandom, are turning their backs on Henry Cavill and stabbing him in the back. Not because of it's just a joyful Superman, because a joyful Superman means that they're probably not going to be a Zack Snyder directed Superman. So they're casting him out of the Zack Snyder cult and they're turning on him. I'm going to go ahead and look at a couple of tweets here, a couple of threads that we could take a look at. And then I'm going to show you guys a video that's been really hard to get to view because I was, shout out to Shogun Assassin. I had Shabuizi on it. Shogun Assassin pulled it up for me. Shout out to him. Shout out to you, my G. You're doing good things out here. Let's take a look at some of the tweets that are being talked about. This guy right here, unbiased Snyder fan. He says, Henry Cavill is stuck in 2016. No one gives a F about the tone of these movies. If they did, all these Marvel light movies would have made bank. People want quality filmmaking. Can you top Man of Steel scope of storytelling? Good luck. God dang. And look at this guy responding. Zack gave him a career, an average actor at best, like the rest of the Justice League cast. And my man responds and calls him out. Oh, wow. I love how you guys just turned on about everyone but Ben Affleck and Ye Fisher. Henry stuck in 2016, says the Snyder fan. You saying that someone else is 26? Look, it's just a beef about the whole entire situation. Thought you were done. Say it again. Man of Steel storytelling, LMAO. It's funny how this guy here, don't go and attack him or nothing like that. I'm just using him as an example. This is a public tweet, and I'm giving commentary on it. Henry Cavill stuck in 2016. No one cares about the tone of these movies. The tone of the movies absolutely matter. Marvel has a brand of a more jovial, fun-loving tone. DC has a brand of a more realistic tone. And if you're talking about Zack Snyder's DC universe, oh, it's absolutely dark and depressing. People want quality filmmaking. I could agree with that, but it's not necessarily true because Marvel has been making billions of dollars off of some mediocre, lighthearted popcorn filmmaking. Now, I don't even call it filmmaking. Those are movies. MCU has a lot of movies. They have very few films. Can you top Man of Steel? This is a guy who's just upset, and it shows that there's a big problem amongst the Snyder cult. Their toxicity is showing again, and I would embrace. So there's Snyder fans out there that are okay with this news, and I don't have any issues with them at all. Come on, join us, DC fans, and let's move forward. Let's enjoy this jovial, lighthearted, amazing, traditional, canon correct Superman together. But then there's this Snyder cult. You know what I'm saying? The brand is there. The name is there, created right here on Jody's Corner because they act very cult-like. Look at this one. This isn't even a straw man anymore. It's a super straw man. Look at this. Turning their backs on him. This is great. Love this one. Superman, Dawn of Hope. Love that. Love that. Here's what they're talking about, bringing Superman back. We did a video on that one earlier today. Make sure you guys go check that one out. That's great. Then we have this here. This is my Superman. Dark, evil looking, emissive eyes, stoic, not emoting. Looks very rageful, angry, dark backgrounds, dark colors. And Batman's cowl in his waist, holding his Batman's cowl as if he murdered Batman. This is the type of Superman that they want because this is the type of Superman that Zack Snyder brought to the world for them to enjoy. Looking at this, here's the people that are pro Superman. Joyful Superman. So Snyder won't be part of this, I take. Another one here. SnyderCult is probably shout to you. SnyderCult is probably crying about this, and I'm enjoying it. But for real, I'm glad they're going to go a different direction. I would love to see Cavill Superman more joyful and comic accurate. Even I am a Snyder fan. I wouldn't go that far like these toxic fans. A joyful Superman is what most DC fans need, which is true. But the most valuable Superman since Man of Steel, also enjoyable. See, this is a Snyder fan who has logic. He's not a radical cult member. I would say this is a Snyder fan who's not in the Snyder cult. Come on, AJ, treat and enjoy DC with us, my brother. In order for Snyder to be a joyful Superman, in my opinion, the movie cannot look very similar to Man of Steel. See that? They're automatically distancing themselves from Man of Steel because Man of Steel was a more depressed. Man of Steel is a great film. I've said it. It's a great film, but it is a god-awful trash Superman movie. And I'm going to show you guys some rare footage that's going to be shocking to most of you because most of you guys haven't seen Zack Snyder in this light. This was almost 10 years ago when he was talking about what he was intending for Superman, for Man of Steel, before he even created Man of Steel. Fresh off of Watchmen, when Warner Brothers first approached Zack Snyder to do Man of Steel, where Zack's head was at and what was his idea of Superman. There's 100% truth and accuracy that Zack Snyder hates the Superman character because he doesn't think he's cool. He thinks he's a cheesy, trash Boy Scout. That's why he converted him into a Batman-esque, murdering, psychopathic, emo, dark, depressing character, humanized and just terrible. You just don't do that to Superman. He's not that type of character. And that was my biggest issue with Zack Snyder, especially once he released BVS. Whew. So this video that I'm about to show you guys is Zack Snyder telling the truth of his intentions for Superman when Warner Brothers approached him.
Well, but I was a big fan of Watchmen, but I mean it's just as far as like, I'm deep in Watchmen. I'm deep in deconstructing like superheroes. It's like, hey, do you want to make a Superman movie? It's like, well, I'm about to tear him down. I'm going to kill him. I'm not interested in fixing him or making him interesting. Like, he's the enemy right now.
I want to tear him down. I want to destroy him. I want to kill him. I'm not interested in making him interesting or fixing him. This was the initial thoughts where Zack Snyder was at after him doing V for Vendetta, not V for Vendetta, I'm sorry, 300, Watchmen. He had no interest in fixing Superman from the get-go. He had no interest in making him lighthearted or making him likable. He wanted to take that angelic symbolic figure in his mind, deconstruct it to the finest, basic, nastiest, darkest core, and then expose that. This is the video proof of exactly his intention. And he executed on everything that he said here. He executed on that.
Well, but I was a big fan of watching superheroes. It's like, hey, do you want to make a Superman movie? It's like, well, I'm about to tear him down. I'm going to kill him. I'm not interested in fixing him or making him interesting. Like, he's the enemy right now.
He's the enemy. And that's exactly how he portrayed him that way in the DC universe, in Man of Steel, in BVS, in Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? Like, he was portrayed that way. So when a lot of people say, a lot of Zack Snyder fans would be like, oh, in 5 movies, after 5 movies went by, he was going to be joyful. Let me tell you guys something right now. That is the most asinine excuse I've heard in my life. If it takes 2 movies to make a character who he's supposed to be, you have failed. If it takes 5 movies, you have no interest in making him joyful. Because what you guys don't understand is that even you guys are admitting he doesn't want to do it without realizing it. Let me flip it on you. So you're saying it takes 5 movies after Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 or 3 that he was going to make him jovial. That's when Snyder was going to walk away and give that Superman to another director to make him jovial. Because that proves that Snyder had no interest in telling a story about a joyful Superman. He wanted to destroy him and lead him all the way up to the point where he's like, duh, 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 duh. And that's when Snyder was going to back off and leave after the 5th movie, right? That was the end of the contract. That was the end of the storyline. That just shows you he doesn't want to play, create, direct a jovial Superman. Henry Cavill knows this. That's why Henry Cavill, when he put that video out to Henry, and Henry said, yeah, Zack's a good guy. It was nice working with him, but he wants to play a jovial, wonderful, amazing Superman. He's letting it be known. There's no place for Zack Snyder in the future of Superman. He had his shot. He had his moment. He had his time to shine. We need to move on. The Zack Snyder cult will not. They'll continue to be toxic and vitriol and spew hate and venom. That's fine because we know that's what they are. But there's Snyder fans out there that feel like they might be lost in the sauce. I invite you guys, come join the rest of us DC fans. We're not Snyder fans here. We're DC fans first. If you like Snyder, come on, bring it on over, and let's watch what this new director does with Henry Cavill, right? Let's watch these stories. Let's enjoy this DC together. Let's come together and unite. Let's not be divided, but we understand that Snyder cult is always going to be divisive. There's no room for the Snyder cult with DC. You and Snyder, go away and be happy over there. Not over here with the future of DC, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of the truth and the facts for you. Let's move on. Hope wins in the end. Thank you guys so very much for watching. If you want to support Jody's Corner, select some of the tiers right now, and here's some of the benefits that you could get.